News with Gina.
The news with Gina Grad.
So a couple of sports stories that I couldn't wait to share. Mike Tyson has given a little insight into how he passed all those drug tests when he was boxing, and the answer is called the Whizzinator. He revealed this trick.
The Whizzinator.
And we have a picture of it.
It's been around for years. Yeah, guys in baseball used to use it to get around steroid tests.
Do you know that it comes with a prop?
It's a prosthetic penis, right?
It is.
Yeah, so because supposedly in some sports they're supposed to have an observer, watch you do the thing. So you got to have a dong.
The way the guy described it from hot boxing was literally that a guy gets on his knees and is like, "I'd a peen," just to make sure all is well. That's what it looks like. That's one of the colors it comes in. And it comes with this little belt pouch thing with a plastic penis. And apparently very helpful for a lot of people trying to pass those tests. It is this prosthetic penis thing. Let's just let Mike tell you the rest. Here we go.
And that's because of this device that, in the past, it was a Whizzinator, which was a prosthetic.
Yeah, it was awesome, man.
You put clean urine.
Yeah, I put my baby's urine in it.
My God.
Sometimes I'm just hoping that one day I used my wife. My wife said, "Baby, you better not hope that it comes back pregnant or something." And I said, "No, so we ain't going to use you no more. We're going to use the kid." Because I got scared that the piss might come back pregnant.
Mike, you're pregnant.
Yeah.
I think that's happened before in the world of dance. I think a male provided a urine sample and they came back and said, "Sir, you're pregnant."
Yeah,
either you're pregnant or this is somebody else's urine.
That's what I was afraid of. I guess I did hear that happen since I was afraid of that.
Yes.
Well, did you have the right color Whizzinator? Because it was that NFL guy, black dude that had a white one.
I had this brown one.
Who was that? I heard that story.
But this guy was so fucking macho. He was scared. I whapped it out. He was like, "Turn around, hey man, take the fucking cup." This macho guy. He don't look at me and shit.
Yeah. Now, do they use the same mold for the white guy and the black guy penis? I think they
I'm
would
glad
have
you asked.
Yeah.
I did a little research.
Mm-hmm.
I did a little research on the website, and it seems that the only difference is the color, and they have an array of shades and ethnicities. They have one called the Latino.
Right.
But they all seem to be the same size.
Mm. Yeah. All right. Yeah, you got to have the Latin. You got to have, is there a Jewish one, like cut, uncut?
That's a very good question.
Yeah, these are very important questions.
Although I have a question for you guys. If you're not cut and you're peeing, can anyone tell?
If they're on a mechanic's creeper and underneath your dick, yes, they definitely can tell.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I'll direct you to some websites off the air if you're into that kind of thing. Full bladder and uncut.
Yeah.
Babes welcome. Yeah.
I can't imagine how something like this would ever work, but apparently, Brian, you've heard of this. This is well known.
It was, sports enthusiasts. Yeah, it was pretty well known.
It's also, really the only way you can navigate this, because if you go, okay, look, guys are going to do drugs, they're going to do steroids, they're going to pee dirty, and someone goes, all right, well, let's just get urine samples from them. Well, 10 minutes later, guys are going to go into the stall, shut the door while the monitor sits out, by the sink, and then they're going to hand them a baggie or a cup or something. And obviously, 10 minutes into doing this, they're going to get someone else's urine. So now you must observe the person urinating, and now thus no one's going to quit doing the drugs. So you need the urinator. So now we're going to have, I don't know. I don't know if it's an arms race, but there's definitely a race going on. It's another parts race. Now we're going to have urinator sniffing dogs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then at some point there'll be payola for the dogs. You know what I mean? Like, look the other way.
An extra greenie.
You get an extra jerky treat. Yeah. I mean, it's just going to keep going.
Yeah.
Well, can't you just give it, I don't mean molest the guy, but can't you put a glove on and just give it one quick poke? Because I could tell you in one quick touch if it's real or not. Just let it, just a one-off.
I haven't poked a dick since probably the early 90s, I would say.
Okay.
So lots changed, But I would say putting on the glove.
The halls of MTV.
That's right.
Dan Cortez.
That's right.
By the way, You are. Let's explore this
Simon
notion,
Rex.
Gina.
Yeah.
I'm the 63-year-old diminutive white guy who's charged with watching Mike Tyson, and I go, hey, champ. Hey, baddest man on the planet.
Yeah.
I hope you don't mind if I give your cock just a little noogie. You know, just a little,
just a pinch,
just a little jab. You're familiar with jabs, right?
Yeah,
sure.
Yeah. Hey, Mike Tyson. Like, I might try that on a jockey. But imagine just broaching that subject with Mike Tyson.
No, you make a fair point. You do make a fair point.
Right.
Yeah. All right.
Only two guys left to test: Spud Webb and Shaq.
That's right. And Dave Winfield, I think, is coming in later.
Well,
that's for Brian. Thank you.
I moved
the
on.
legend of Dave Winfield.
That's right.
From the other side of the sports spectrum, we got some hot Tim Tebow news. I wouldn't call it hot, but funny. He won't swear. Like he would not, like, I mean, like you think like, oh, you'll no, under any circumstances. And now we have this funny story to prove it. Tim's former Jets teammate, Nick Mangold, told the story about a moment during the 2012 season on Bro Bible's podcast called Endless Hustle. This is how far Tim would go to avoid saying any curse words.
We had a play. It was a why oh shit screen. Where, you know, the tight end actually fakes like he fell down on a running play, hops up, runs back over, throw it back to the tight end, and it's usually wide open. And he comes in, you know, he was backup quarterback, so he'd run, you know, 1 or 2 plays each week. And he comes in and, you know, he's got the script there and everything. And he starts reading it. He goes through the whole formation and gets to the last play is why. All right. Screen, you guys know what it is. And we're like, no, Tim, what is it? And he goes, no, I'm not going to say it. Like, I don't know what the play is then. You got to be able to say it. So, I mean, I think we ended up getting yelled at for that because we were taking forever in the huddle, but it was like,
delay a game penalty.
I don't know what the why you guys know what it is screen is. I don't know what it is. So I found that to be pretty funny.
I love Tebow. He's married, right? He's lost his virginity and everything, right?
Yeah, right. Like super hot. I would venture to say a model.
It seems right.
She's a South African model and beauty queen who was crowned Miss Universe 2017.
Well, there you go.
Is that all?
Yeah.
There you go.
See,
clean living.
Clean living. All right. What else you got, Gina?
Adam Sandler continues to deliver for Netflix. So he has this new movie, which I hope we'll do a Baldywood on, called Hubie Halloween.
I saw it.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Okay, hold that thought. It's a horror comedy, which was released last month. It is now Netflix's most popular movie of 2020. This comes only a few months after Sandler's contract with the streaming service was extended to include new films. According to Netflix, subscribers have streamed more than 2 billion hours of Sandler movies since 2015. That includes Sandy Wexler, The Do-Over, Murder Mystery, The Ridiculous Six. And I pulled the little movie line for the movie so we'd all know what we're dealing with. This is Hubie Halloween. And we have a poster picture. Despite his devotion to his hometown of Salem and its Halloween celebration, Hubie Dubois is a figure of mockery for kids and adults alike. But this year, something's going bump in the night, and it's up to Hubie to save Halloween.
So,
I have the IMDb and Rotten Tomatoes score.
Well, we'll take a guess at that. Brian, why did you watch it?
It was a new notable Adam Sandler movie. It was like trending, and it was Halloween time, so I reviewed it for the Film Vault.
And how was it?
I'll let you guys guess at the Rotten Tomatoes score. I'll just give you one hint. Feels high.
The Rotten Tomatoes score.
It is not as crazy as you think.
Oh, and Max Patton saw it as well?
Oh, yeah.
It's effectively a kids movie. I mean, it's Adam Sandler and it's blah blah blah. But I bet it's rated PG. Like,
Toy Story's a kids movie, and
it's not a it's pretty dumb. It's a lot of callbacks to Sandler films. It's kind of his greatest hits. I don't think they put a ton of effort into it. He is fucking mugging. The mugging throughout the film becomes a joke. Like throughout the credits, they show a bunch of outtakes of him mugging, and it's like I'm gonna make a face. Not great for a podcast. But he's like. Well, just crazy, Jerry Lewis face or Jim Kelly. Like he's doing like an amalgamation of all his characters. It's a little bit of Waterboy. It's a little bit of like other weird characters.
I wonder, it's so funny. I mean, the business has changed so fast. I remember when the first deal was announced, I don't know, 5 years ago. I don't know when it was, but he's going to get $100 million in Netflix. Right. And it was like, those fools, they're throwing their money away. Who's going to watch that shit? You know what I mean? Like I guess they know what they're doing, but it seemed like such a foolhardy move initially. And then I also would have assumed that, he's just going to go to Netflix and drift away and never be heard of again. He wants to come out with Maine. And by the way, with this whole COVID business, I mean, the theaters being shut down everywhere. Where are we with the theatrical releases? And
we're on hold. So many have been pushed to 2021. I was just thinking about not the Bond movie, but some of their notable movie. I was like, just on hold till next year, I guess, or whenever.
They also, speaking of movie theaters, remember where there was a lot of talk about, on airplanes you can fly because they have the air scrubbers. They're scrubbing the air. Yeah. And I get it. It's a commercial aircraft and all that. But couldn't movie theaters put the air scrubber in and we do our little safe distancing and get back to watching some movies? Doesn't that seem pretty doable?
Yeah. But they're not even. It's not even on the table here in Los Angeles County. They're all closed.
We're rolling back. We're like Walmart, rolling up our sleeves and rolling back time.
Right.
I will say this about Hubie Halloween. There were a handful, like 4 or 5 times I laughed quite heartily. And now it's a 90-minute movie, so that's few and far between. But like Hubie is so disliked for no reason. He's so disliked by the town folk that every time he rides his bike down the main street, people just throw things at him. And it gets more and more absurd. Someone throws a fucking cinder block at him. Like, it's just ridiculous, but it made me laugh.
What do you think Sandler's process is? Like, do you think he just eats a pot brownie and then starts reading a children's book and goes, all right, that's my next movie? Like, I'm going to get high and read Yertle the Turtle and I'll just do a live action version of that, or I'll be Yertle.
Chris, you saw the movie. What did you think? I mean, it's silly, it's stupid.
That's exactly. It's silly. I think it's the best of any of his Netflix offerings by far.
That's not saying much.
I know it's not saying much, but as a guy who grew up on Adam Sandler films, I grew up on Billy Madison and Happy Gilmore. This is exactly right, as Brian said. It's his greatest hits. It just brought me back to those movies. And
I gotta say, like, my business plan for Sonny is it's not going to be about training or apprenticeship or education. I'm going to go find a fucking time machine and become Adam Sandler's roommate at NYU in 1988. Because that'll be the best career move you've ever made. Like, just being buddies with, being on that season, a couple seasons on SNL with him or whatever. Just being his buddy, you're just perpetually employed. I mean,
you'll get a Lotus out of it.
This is Kevin James and Tim Meadows and Rob Schneider. I mean, everyone, just all the same people get to do all the same movies in perpetuity. And Sandler bases half his movie premises on vacations he'd like to go on. So not only are you perpetually employed, but you're not in the desert. You are in Maui. That's the second best part. All right.
He is a genius.
And a lot of the kids in the movies in this movie are the kids of all the stars. So he brought the whole family.
One more reason to build that time machine. Yeah. And the most likable guy in the world. Just the best.
Do you want to know the Rotten Tomatoes score?
All right, let's see. I got some clues that it was higher than one would think. So I'm going to say 49.
51.
All right. Yeah.
5.2
feels a little high.
Do you think Sandler? Do you think he has a Rotten Tomatoes double digits party at the Sandler house?
Well, don't forget his special that was called 100% Fresh.
Yeah, certified fresh. Yeah,
right.
You were talking about movie theaters, so I'll just throw this in. There is a new idea for AMC, which makes perfect sense that they're pitching this right now. Brian, you might want to get in on this.
I heard about
Coming
this.
soon to AMC theaters. They're just doing exclusive private shows. Just rent the theater because nobody's going. So basically, 110,000 people have already inquired about this. So it probably will be a go.
They're
AMC
not gonna let us do that in Los Angeles, are they?
Well, they never let us do anything. But if we have AMC theaters, it should be on the table, according to the company. If for starting at $99, you can rent, and not just to show like your home movies, but like to just rent the movie for whatever movie is playing. And that can go up to $350. AMC says rentals must be made at least one day in advance, subject to availability. But it's smart. I mean, you pay for, there's $24 in tickets because two random people want to see your movie, or you get $100 because somebody wants to bring the buddy. It makes sense.
I heard a commercial on AM radio out here for a restaurant, and they said now with indoor dining, but we're not allowed to do that, are we?
Depends if it's Orange County again.
If it's Orange County, yeah.
No, I've seen plenty of restaurants down there that have people inside.
Does Orange County have a giant bubble around it where COVID can't penetrate, or
dark people can't penetrate?
Do they? Well, there's one that wants to get out, so they have to crack it once in a while. But do they have some sort of fucking dome over them with an air scrubber, or why are they allowed to continue their life in this way with schools and restaurants and sort of normalcy? Why are they allowed to do that? And why can't we? And then why is this? And then why do we want more of this? And I'm totally confused. It's just zero talk of reopening or zero talk of schools or anything. We're just shut down just in perpetuity.
Yeah. They're kind of becoming the Florida of California.
Yeah.
So it's just like they're just doing their own thing. It's like, oh, it's just Orange County. Like everyone's like, oh, it's Orange County being Orange County.
Right. But it seems pretty attractive.
Yeah.
They get to do things.
That's nice.
Can you go to a movie theater in Orange County?
Pretty sure you can. Well, if the theater's open, of course. That's a silly.
Yeah, but they're not all just shuttered. Okay, well, we'll figure it out. It'd be nice. We could do things.
Yeah, when I look up like Tenet on Google, just to look up some information, it'll say, "Oh, theaters near you," and it'll be like, or Anaheim,
right.
Orange or whatever. I'm like, oh,
Ontario.
Great.
Yeah, they've reopened the movie theaters, restricted to 25% capacity or 100 people, whichever's less.
Are people staggering out, clutching their throat, or are they okay?
I don't think I haven't seen any reports of that yet.
I talk to Drew about this every day. Like he's like, even if cases are up, they've figured it out. They've figured out that you can't be old and you can't be compromised and you can't be obese. That's the main thing that'll get you if you're young is obesity and hypertension and all that kind of stuff. But I'm confused. I walk around in an utter state of confusion, which is I don't know why everyone's putting up with this shit.
Yeah, I'm looking at their health meetings, and right now they've been emphasizing the importance of getting a flu shot so the county can avoid the so-called twindemic. So right now they're just encouraging everyone to get a flu vaccine.
Okay. Shouldn't businesses just open in LA? Shouldn't everyone go, fuck you, mayor, or fuck you, governor, or whatever? Like, if Orange County went, fuck you, governor, we're opening our shit, and they seem fine. So why don't we just tear a page out of Orange County's playbook and go, fuck you, governor, and just open up?
Yeah, I'm ignorant as to how the process works. I assume someone in Orange County, the board of supervisors, obviously not a mayor, but there's no mayor of Orange County, but you know what I mean? Like someone's making that call and they're allowed to. Like, why can't we meet in the middle and have LA County just do the research and do the data? Like, does this actually increase risk and how much? And if it's not much, then why not just let it be?
I think
because they don't want to.
I think the problem lies in the fact that Orange County is a reliably Republican area, even with the big, large Asian population. There are a lot of Republicans down there.
Well, yeah, that's why they're doing what they want to do.
The reason L.A. is not doing it is because L.A. people all bow to Newsom.
I know, but Newsom's a fucking retarded dwarf.
So is
what are we doing?
So is Garcetti. So they all are.
Oh yeah, Garcetti's a retarded dwarf. That's right.
These people are going to fucking be smart all of a sudden?
Well,
no.
at a certain point, you should defy people even if you voted for them. That's what I would say. I'd say we're at that point.
How often do you agree 100% with someone you voted for?
That's
Should
right.
be never.
Let's just fucking open up. All right. Anyway, what else, Gina? Sorry.
Well, if Disneyland's not open, we have an alternative.
They're furloughing fucking thousands of people now. So, all right, everybody.
They're not going to open until possibly 2022.
Yeah, so now they're laying everyone off.
Yeah.
Great. That'll be awesome. Awesome for them, their families, the community, the tax base. It's all awesome.
Oh, yeah. Anaheim is going to shutter completely.
Right.
But we do have an alternative if you're missing that Matterhorn. There's a leader in the clubhouse for the not letting the time do you guy during the pandemic. We're showing you right now a clip of a guy's roller coaster that he built on his property. It's supposed to be the Matterhorn from Disneyland, and he did a pretty damn good job.
That's not a bad mock-up, I'll be honest.
It is.
It's real.
It's turn for turn.
Yeah, Sean LaRochelle, he's in Napa, California, spent 4 months building a scaled-down version of the Matterhorn. It's 2 stories, single-passenger roller coaster with as many details as he could put in. It's got a 400-foot track, Swiss flags, waterfalls, even a Yeti inside the mountain. Now, as you know, Disneyland's been closed since March, and so this guy who's getting his architecture degree brought over 30 friends and family members and built a small-scale Matterhorn.
Well, this is now finally, after all these years, the white man's Watts Tower. Finally, we have answered. It's been all those years since the Watts Tower was built, and the white man sat idly and didn't make anything out of steel that was worthless. Now, finally, that call has been answered. Wow. I was looking at the GoPro on the front of the toboggan. I thought that was the real Matterhorn for 10 minutes.
Until you see the vineyard in the background because they're in Napa. Jesus
Christ. Don't ever stand next to this guy at the father-daughter dance. What'd you do, Frank? Oh, not bragging, but bought my daughter a piñata.
Oh,
cute.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was it's a donkey. I think they call it a burro. You know,
did it have anything inside?
They had one. Well, they had funny ones like Trump's head and stuff. But the donkey one, that costs a little more. But Jenny's worth it.
Well, that's cute, but my husband, Rick, built our daughter a little dollhouse. He sanded
really?
the wood.
That's
he used the hot glue gun. He got hurt one time. We had to go to the hospital because he got hot glue on his finger.
He must
built
really
her
care.
Oh, he really does. He built her own
Jeez,
dollhouse.
what'd it take? Half a day?
Yeah, almost a whole day.
Almost, yeah, right. Because you got to get materials.
That's right.
Jeez, I feel horrible. All I did was give my daughter a piñata. I don't think I could feel worse.
No, you guys should
Maybe
feel good about
year.
yourselves. No,
yeah, I don't think I could feel any worse. I went down to Kmart and bought my daughter a piñata. I was feeling good about myself a few minutes ago, but
leader in the clubhouse.
Yeah, I didn't hear about this dollhouse and the hot glue gun and whatnot. Wow,
it was almost 2.5 feet tall. So not bragging, I'm just saying.
Wow, and almost a full day.
No, feel free to brag. I mean, that's an accomplishment.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh, what about
that's
you, Dave?
Father of the Year material right there.
It sure is.
I
hope to be.
I haven't checked with everyone in the gymnasium, but I'd say we got a new leader in the clubhouse. Okay.
Yeah, we should all aspire.
To Sean LaRochelle lately. I haven't seen him all summer. Sean LaRochelle lives up the road in Napa.
Oh, that guy. Oh,
I haven't seen him in a while.
He's right here. Isn't that him?
Hey, guys.
Isn't that him? I'm a little confused about this father-daughter dance. I'm not sure what the mom's doing at it. But
you figure our daughters are lonely? I'm sitting over here talking about our project.
Yeah. Hey, man, what are you up to?
Oh, nothing. Just built a little backyard project.
Sorry for cutting you off. Did you hear about my piñata?
I did. That's pretty cool. Yeah, those are both pretty cool.
Yeah, backyard kind of reminded me of it because, again, I'm not saying I'm a good dad. I'm not saying I'm the greatest dad, but the part about the piñata, it's not just about buying the piñata. You have to fill it with candy. They don't
Anyone can buy the piñata.
Right. You got to fill the piñata. Okay? They don't come full. And then do you hit a piñata when it's sitting on the floor? No.
No, that's no fun. You got to dangle the thing.
You got to dangle it. You got to dangle it. So it's not just, I'm going to go to the piñata store. Oh,
Did
no,
you put the screw hook up to dangle the pinata as well? Because that's a
I put an eye hook.
Right
I put an eye hook in a branch of an elm tree. Yeah. So again, I had to get out a cordless drill, step ladder. I mean, there's a lot of tools involved. You know?
No, you did a great job, and I'm sure that Rick would want to send his congratulations. He's still in the hospital from burning his finger on that glue gun.
Right.
That's why I'm here.
It's a good
Hazards of the trade.
That's
It's a good
right.
dad.
He sanded it. He got like 4 splinters. We thought about taking him to the emergency room then, but then he used the glue gun, burnt his pinky. So I dropped him off there, and they're bandaging him up, and hopefully he'll make it.
They put a salve on it. Or
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, because he loves his
Hold on. My daughter wants to know why we're not dancing. Because they're not playing Sha-Na-Na. I made it clear before we got in the car. Well, then get them to play Sha-Na-Na. Sorry. No, Ricky Martin, my ass.
Shouldn't be that hard again, like Sha-Na-Na, you would think.
You'd think my daughter would be into it. She's 9, for Christ's sake.
No.
Sorry. What'd you do in your backyard? You're telling some story. What'd you do? Put in a drip irrigation line or something?
It's no pinata and it's no dollhouse. Yeah, it's none of those. Just a little woodworking, metallurgy. I built I single-handedly built a 1-to-1 scale replica of the Matterhorn in my backyard.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, boy.
Hey, sweetie, I'll take you up on that Ricky Martin dance. Let's just do it. And
I bet Rick's probably...
fully rideable by adults and children. Yeah.
Use your phone and see if Arby's has a drive-through, because I'm getting peckish.
Procuring the toboggans was the hardest part.
Yeah. Well,
considering we're in fucking Napa, it hasn't snowed here since 1940.
Yeah. Again, it's an apples to oranges kind of thing, but the pinatas are in the back of the Walmart. You know?
Oh, yeah.
They're not out front. You got to go all the way to the back.
No, you got to get a cart because that's cumbersome. You know, you can't carry it down the aisle.
And you don't just go to the pinata aisle. You got to go. All right, let's dance. I'm out. And scene. I think that was subtly pretty brilliant, you guys.
That's pretty good. That was pretty good.
We covered our bases. All right, let's do one more, Gina Grad.
All right. So a lot of people are going to be cooking. A lot of people have been cooking for the first time with all this lockdown mishigas. And the same thing's going to go for Thanksgiving for a lot of people. By the way, Conway said last night that they are essentially giving away 30-pound turkeys because nobody's buying for, 30 people this year. So everyone wants the little ones and the turkey breasts. And so nobody knows what they're doing. Everyone's cooking a turkey for the first time. And Whole Foods is worried about you and your skills. So they've teamed up with Progressive Insurance, and I'm sure Christy will have thoughts on this campaign, to provide turkey insurance for anyone who messes up the bird really bad while trying this for the first time. So is it a real Thanksgiving turkey protection plan? Is somebody going to run in and swap out your turkey? No, they are not. But they will give you $35 a gift card if you totally screw it up so you can run back to Whole Foods and get another turkey.
Is Garcetti going to let us use the deep fryer with our turkeys? Like, do we have to get him to sign off on that, or is that too dangerous for him? That might be too dangerous for him.
You joke, but we're still technically in fire season. That's a good question.
That's a funny you mention that, because when Gina said turkey insurance, my first thought was deep frying turkeys, because when Christy did work for Farmers Insurance, that was a big thing. Like, people set their fucking houses on fire all the time because they dip it in the oil and they do it wrong, they do it too fast, and the oil spills over. Next thing you know, you got an inferno in your front yard. So that's a real thing.
Some of those videos are horrific, and you'd think probably people set those things up, but they set it up under the eave of the house or the overhang or the whatever.
Just outside the garage door.
And that thing, just a huge ball of flames, and it licks up and immediately catches the eaves and whatever else, the garage door or whatever, and the whole fucking place goes up. Yeah.
Have you had deep fried turkey, you guys?
Oh, yes.
I imagine Gina has, being from the
Feels
Midwest.
in the juices.
It's spectacular.
I agree. I think I have. The only, here's a maybe a dumb question. Let's see if we can solve this. I love stuffing. I'm in love with stuffing.
Full stop.
And I don't prefer the stuffing that's made on the cooktop. I like the stuff that's been simmering in the bird. Yeah. Is there such a thing as deep frying a stuffed bird?
Ooh.
You have to put some sort of netting around it, some sort of mesh, or
Yes.
like almost like the cheesecloth, because otherwise it's just going to explode everywhere.
You need a turkey cork.
Somebody's figured this. Yeah, I think you can get that on the same page as the fake penis Tyson got. By the way,
Yeah, I'm seeing that you can't deep fry the turkey.
you can't.
With this
Has
stuff.
anyone figured that out? Has anyone
sure
tried? There's got to be some fucking. They're so creative, foodie people and everything. Like they gotta be. It's got to be
some sort
something.
of silicone netting or mesh, right? It would be the simple solution.
Well, it would have to be like a stainless steel, because they'd have to deal with the super hot oil, right?
I'm silicone could hold up to the oil. It's up to like 700 degrees or 800 degrees, something like that. They cook with it. You put it inside an oven.
Yeah, that's true. But sometimes in the mesh form when it gets thin, like they have the gloves, right? The silicone gloves for like cooking and stuff like
I
that.
have those.
What else do they have for silicone in the oven?
Every good spatula tip is silicone because it'll hold up to whatever whatever you're fricking.
Right, but this is boiling oil.
That's also I have the Silpat, which is a silicone baking mat.
Mm-hmm.
So
so that's essentially what I'm talking about.
All right. Well, let's see. Someone should come up with
the
this
fork
shit.
reporter to see if I can get an emergency answer from KFI, the fork report.
Yeah, I love that guy. All right, let's bring it home, Gina Grad.
You got it. I'm Gina Grad, and that's the news.
That was the news with Gina